Hey guys, in this video I want to talk about a little word called of, just to show you all the little details and what happens when we speak really quickly with the word of. Alright, let's go. So the first thing, let's be really clear about the pronunciation. We have of and we have of, okay? Now they're quite different. Of has like a V sound normally, and then of. Now when we pronounce quickly, the word of can become just like our little friend word schwa. It's like out there. Now, let's be clear about when we use the word of, right? Now, we talk about possession in English. We need to make the difference between people and between things. So, for example, when we talk about possession with people, we use apostrophe S. When we talk about things, we use of the. So, let's see some examples. My brother's house. My brother's house, because my brother is a person and we're talking about his house. But the house of my brother is completely incorrect. A lot of other languages use the translation of with people for possession, but this is not correct in English. Now another idea here is the windows of the house. This is the correct version because the house is a thing and the windows of the house. Now, you can hear some native speakers speak incorrectly and say the house is windows, but I don't recommend it. It's not really the correct way. And we have other examples of the camera of my phone, the screen of the computer, the name of this course, right? Because we're all talking about things, the end of the movie. Now remember, when we're talking about people, it's my brother's camera, not the camera of my brother. Or my girlfriend's house, not the house of my girlfriend, right? This is the really biggest mistake the teachers that we see with students using of. The other idea is expressions of quantity, right? With a lot of, tons of, loads of, a bunch of, right? Many of. There's lots of different expressions of quantity that use of. Other ideas are when you have like a container, you have a glass of milk, a cup of tea, a bottle of wine. Now another really important way we use it is with adjectives. To be tired of doing something, to be bored of doing something, to be afraid of doing something, to be capable of doing something, right? Now one of the really important things here is to remember that we will use the verb and ing. To be tired of doing something. Not to be tired of to do something, and definitely not to be tired of do something. Now, a lot of people have little problems with this because they don't understand why it's the ing. Ing here because it's a general reference to the activity, okay? So just be careful about that. Other times we have just of with specific verbs. To hear of something, to think of something, to remind me of something. So let's just see when and why of will become right? Now, if it's exactly the same as to t and for to f, before a consonant, it can be a. Before a vowel, it will always be of. This is the basic rule. Here, for example, the end of the movie, the end of the movie. The end of the movie, not end, we can say slowly end of the movie, but really we always say the end of the movie. Now here I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of work to do, right? Or a cup of coffee, a cup of coffee, a cup of coffee. I never thought of that. I never thought of that. I never thought of that. I have never heard of it. I have never heard of it. Because why? Because it starts with a vowel, right? Here, for example, I have a lot of interesting things to do. Again, interesting starts with a vowel, so I have a lot of interesting, like the OV sound. We cannot create the sound here. Do you understand? Do you get it? So let's look at the expressions of quantity again and what will really happen when you hear a native speaker use them. A lot of, a lotta. Loads of, loadsa. A bunch of, a buncha. A ton of, a tonna. Alright, I think you're ready. So let's train some nice simple examples and really just take slowly Easy, listen and repeat, all right? Train your ears so that in a conversation, conference call, or an interview or whatever, that you're ready, okay? Let's go. I have got a ton of work to do tonight. I've got a ton of work to do tonight. I've got a ton of work to do tonight. I've got a ton of work to do tonight. I am so tired of not having a car to travel to work. I'm so tired of not having a car to travel to work. I'm so tired of not having a car to travel to work. We need to buy 8 bottles of champagne for the celebrations. We need to buy 8 bottles of champagne for the celebrations. We need to buy 8 bottles of champagne for the celebrations. I had never even thought of taking this approach to the project. I'd never even thought of taking this approach to the project. I'd never even thought of taking this approach to the project. You remind me of my brother when you talk like that. You remind me of my brother when you talk like that. You remind me of my brother when you talk like that. I have never heard of that kind of software. I've never heard of that kind of software. I've never heard of that kind of software. Okay guys, that ends this module. For the moment, that is all the videos in the course. Congratulations, you finished an amazingly long course. It's a big project, fantastic. There are more videos coming in the future, so stay tuned, stay waiting. If you have any suggestions or feedback, I am definitely waiting. Please get in touch. All right, thanks guys, see you again.